things I wanted to go over is sizes of shrimp. There's lots and lots of things and numbers and different things you hear. Shrimp start on a weight scale. And the way it works is how many per pound that you'll get if you purchase them. It's a good idea to know because if you're preparing a dish and you want something that's uniform, if you're preparing it for a certain number of people, it's a good way of telling you how much you're gonna have, how much you have ready, how much more you're gonna need. They start off, I told you I'm gonna play with this thing all night until I get it. They start off at U3. U3 is under 3 per pound. I don't know about any of you folks, but that's a pretty big shrimp. 3 per pound. That's about a 5 to a 5 1/3 ounce shrimp. Most lobster tails or standard lobster tails are about 4 ounces. They are considered prawns actually, and yes, they would be the biggest that you can buy. Next from that would be U10s or under 10. Anything 10 or less per pound, which is still a pretty good shrimp. That can be anywhere from 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces per, right? Above that would be U15s, and that's the last undersize. Ha. Told you I'd get it. U15s is the last undersize, and that would be 15 or less in 1 pound. After that, you would go up to 1620s, which is 16 to 20 per pound. You would go 21 to 26s. You would go 27 to 35s, and then from 35s up, okay? In just raw, shell on, headless shrimp, okay? Now they change when you go from cooked to shell on, shell off, things like that, and they actually break them down individually. When you cook them, when you take the shells off, the weights change. And then you get into the 20 to 31s, the 32 to 40s, all the way up to 150 to 200, okay? The smallest I believe that you can get is a cooked shrimp, and it's actually rated as 150 to 200 per pound, okay? And that's these little guys. Now anything past this would be over 200, and if you ever gotten shrimp salad in some cafeteria or hospital and they're them really itty bitty teeny tiny little things, that's the over 200 category, okay? Once they start doing peeled and deveined and things like that, your sizes stay pretty true to what they are with the shell on them. They just increase slightly. Now, when you're looking at a package, and I got rid of all mine and I'm sorry for that, you'll see a bunch of different things on the packages. It'll say P&D tail on, P&D tail off. What that means is it's either a whole shrimp with the shell on. P&D stands for peeled and deveined. P would just naturally be for peeled, and then tail on or tail off. And what that does is in the center of the shrimp, and these are all actually peeled and deveined, down the center back of the shrimp, they actually split them completely. These are not. And they take the main vein from the shrimp out. So it's not something you have to do. Now, taking this out is very simple, right? It's just a matter of cost, preference, and time. If you have a small paring knife, or any knife is possible, okay? Once they're peeled or they're shelled, all you need to do is split them clean down the back, just through the very top. And then they just split open and everything peels through the center, okay? So that's the main difference between peeled versus peeled and deveined, is that that center split is done and this main artery through the shrimp is taken out. Will it hurt you? Not a bit. Do most high-end restaurants remove it? Yes. Do most everyday restaurants remove it? Not likely. Does it taste a whole lot different? Once it's cooked and it's tossed in sauce, most people aren't really going to notice. It won't hurt you to consume it. It's just a personal preference thing. And it gives it a slightly different appearance because it looks like it's been split down the back to where the little ones are whole.